Hey YouTube, what's happening? Chris here. Just wanted to bring you all a quick update on Litecoin. You guys remember I did about 2 days ago, we did a video pump or dump, and we're essentially seeing that dump taking place here. And there's some key things that are happening, and what we're going to really look at today is Litecoin forming a nasty little downtrend here, or are we going to get back into an equilibrium pattern and finally get out of this? But there's some key things that are taking place here, guys. I want to put them on your radar just so you're aware of them, okay? So if you like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you all being here with me today. You know, this is just tough time for Litecoin right now, guys. We're at 91.73. We're down 3.56%, and that dump's taking place. And what we're seeing here, guys, is another trend line break. So remember how nasty it was out of this green one here. And what I want to do is show you the power of this. So we're going to take our price range tool, and from where we broke out to where we ended up falling was roughly about 37%. We'll turn this red just so you all can see. Now we're breaking down out of this red trend line now, which is another little bit scary situation that we have going on here. So guys, say we are to break out of this and we fall as far as we fell, that 37%, that would take us roughly, let me see here, that would take us roughly to around that $62 range, right in that area. And that would probably put us down here on this yellow trend line, which I said must hold. That is the key for us. That's our uptrend right there. That's a key for us, and this 200-day moving average is a key for us. But you know, for the people who say, oh, Litecoin can't go down to, you know, $60, $70, there definitely could be a buying opportunity at that area, as well as that 200-day moving average that I have in white there. That's at $76.18. So that may be another key area that people are looking at if this downtrend continues. Now let me clear this off here and what I want to show you. Okay, so we're trying to identify trends, and we're trying to follow trends. As you can see here, we were making higher highs and higher lows. We kept pushing up, and we were obeying that green trend line. Everything was looking good. Now what's happening is we're obeying this white trend line, which is a downtrend. So we had a fall here, then we had a lower high. We fell back down again, lower high, and that's what we're seeing is lower lows and lower highs that are coming in. So what happened was we pushed up here, and we couldn't even make it to this white trend line before we started falling again. So now our best hope is to hold this purple support line that I have there, and that's going to be at $92.44. Do you see this here, guys? We broke out through it, and what you want is for old resistance to become new support. So if we are to hold this, we should see support right around this area for us. And the best case scenario for us would be for us to set a lower high in here and then eventually try to break out through this white trend line. So that's to the upside, guys. We need a lower high here, and we need to get up through this trend line. That's so important now. That's acting as our downtrend overhead resistance, because guys, what happens is we set this lower high here. If we end up setting a lower low, we would probably be down even lower than where we had these tweezer bottoms and this bullish piercing pattern, which was nice. It was a sharp, nice tweezer bottom, bullish piercing pattern. We got pushed back up to the 100-day moving average, as well as that 20-day EMA right there. But now what we're seeing is our 20-day is wanting to cross down over this 100-day moving average, so acting as a death cross. And you can see up here when our 20 crossed over that 50, we had a big push down to the downside. So what I want you guys to do is just be very careful and very safe about where you're at right now. We're in a dangerous situation. We have to see if we're going to form that equilibrium pattern or if we're going to have a lower low, and that's what we don't want, guys. We don't want that lower low. We want to get this back moving again and have one of those trend line breaks, but we are breaking down through this red trend line, and these are the ones I've paid so close attention to, guys. First, we paid attention to the trend line break of this blue one here, where we had a really nice move. Then we had the trend line break of the green one, and we fell down hard. Now we're looking at the red one that we broke down through. Then we had that pullback onto it, just like we had up here, and then we had further falling, and that's what we're going to have to look at here, guys. So support areas, we're going to look at this 92.44, which we'd need to close up above today, and then we would look down here around these tweezer bottoms right there, and that's going to be around that $76. Then it's going to be around this 200-day moving average, then ultimately this yellow trend line. And you see that yellow trend line, that's the big one for us right here, guys. That's going to be so important. We start breaking down through that, things could really get very ugly for us. Okay, we're not there yet. We just have to see what's going to happen. But this has been a very sharp break, guys. And now what we're going to do, we're going to get into some of the indicators. We're going to take a look at these. So we're going to start with our stochastic RSI. Our stochastic RSI is at 72 and 73, which is a little scary here because, guys, we're starting to get a downward cross that I want you to look at right there. And we are in that overbought territory still, even after this fall that we've had. So do you see up here, guys, where we pushed so high and then we had that stochastic cross negative? We pushed up a little bit more and then we just had that massive dump. And that's typically what happens. You want to really look for those stochastic crosses up here, guys, with like shooting star candles and bearish engulfing candles. And then at the bottom, you want to see that bullish cross like we had off these tweezer bottoms in this bullish piercing pattern. That was nice. But we're at a sticky area right there, guys, with that stochastic. We're at 72 and 73, so we are in overbought territory, and we're starting to have a cross right there. Am I saying it has to drop straight to the negative? I'm not, guys. Anything can happen. We can start pushing back up again, but it's something that you do want to keep on your radar, okay? Next one, we're going to go to our RSI. Our RSI is at 38 right now. And what I like to do is put this trend line right here to see if we can get a trend line break or if this is just going to continue to act as overhead resistance for us right there. So as you can see here, we're having lower lows and lower highs that are coming in on the RSI, and we're at 38 right there. And another sign for you guys, do you see how price, just to show you some divergence here, price was really pushing up hard, but our RSI wasn't. We basically had a triple top right here. So those are the things that I like to look for. Next one, let's take a look at our Bollinger Bands, just kind of see how overextended we are. And guys, we're really not. That's another thing as well with the Bollinger Bands. You can see the middle band in red there is acting as overhead resistance as well now. And the lower part of the Bollinger Band could take us all the way down to around that $79.16. So, you know, there's a lot of things that are pointing to us right now saying that, you know, we have to watch out for further downside just in case. Okay, purple trend line, guys, just to reiterate this again, purple trend line is going to be the support. If we close down below that today, then most likely we'd be looking down here around that 200-day moving average or those tweezer bottoms down there are areas that I'm going to be looking at. So let me clear this off now, and what we're going to do is throw a Fibonacci on here just to see what's happening in terms of the Fibonacci and the retracement. So in terms of this overall move, we're going to go from our swing low all the way up to our swing high. So we'd be looking for support as well off that 0.5, and that's going to be at $84.32 right there. The next one we'd look for is that golden pocket area around that 0.618, and that's going to be around $70, guys. So that's why I'm saying it's not out of the question for us to go down that low to that 0.618 around $70. And what it does, you know, it offers more buying opportunities. It's amazing how in this market so many people go, man, at $140 when Litecoin is $140, I wish I'd give anything to buy it at $69, but when it gets down to that area, everyone gets very frightened, and it's one of those things you have to say, is this a long-term hold? Am I trading this? Do I believe in the company? Do I really believe in Litecoin, or do I want to get the heck out of this? And that's what you have to decide for yourself. Remember, I'm not your financial advisor. We're just in a tough area right now. Just like when we saw over here, guys, it was about 3 weeks. I was looking at it on the 1 week chart. It was 3 weeks to the downside that we had there. Okay, and now what we're dealing with, we started downward about the 22nd of June. So we're in a 1 month downtrend right now. We are in a short-term downtrend for Litecoin, and it needs to start reversing here pretty soon, guys. That these areas are going to be key areas for us to watch. So, you know, guys, that's what I wanted to bring to you today. Didn't want to make it too long. I'm excited, you know, about Litecoin and the things that Litecoin has going on, but we're just at that spot now. We got to stop this downtrend. Just like how we were in this beautiful uptrend, like I said, these higher highs and higher lows, now we're in that downtrend, guys, where we're having lower highs and lower lows. And if this continues, you know, things can get really ugly, just like when we saw over here. Do you see how they just kept coming in? Guys, so we had a nice little uptrend here. It was a nice little reaction, and then all of a sudden we just started falling down, and it was lower high after lower high after lower high and lower lows until we finally switched, and we basically had an inverted head and shoulders down here, and then we started to push up to the upside. But what I also think is giving Litecoin some trouble was when they were talking to Charlie Lee, and he was saying that he already thought, you know, the price going to 140 was baked in terms of the halving. You know, buy the rumor, sell the news, all that. But, you know, I still don't understand why he said that when Litecoin has so much potential and everything. But, you know, that's just, that's Charlie Lee. That's what he does. Like I said, I think he's very good in terms of the fundamentals. But when it comes to the energy and the excitement about the company, I just don't think he's the guy. I really think Litecoin needs to go in a different direction and find a better spokesperson for Litecoin. You know, there's a lot going on for it, and seems like Charlie sometimes can really be like we're on the move, and then he's the one who kills it, which I just don't understand sometimes. So, you know, guys, these are the things that I'm looking at. Remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I want you to look into all this stuff yourself, study trend lines, look at my playlists, all the different tutorials I've put in there, and also look at that trend line break video that I ended up doing yesterday. It was one that a lot of people really enjoyed, and I think it can save you a lot, just like this one here, guys. So remember, anytime you break down out of these, you can have that pullback, and then you can drop farther, and that's kind of what we're looking at now. We fell down. We're having that pullback, and we're going to see if we drop farther or if we can set a higher low in here and get into that equilibrium pattern. So want to bring you guys a quick one here. I apologize for keeping you a little bit longer, but want to get it out to you. God bless you all, my friends.